All right, so much being attributed to the bonhomie shared between the US President and the Indian Prime Minister. And let's also break down for you what the US President has announced in that Truth Social post. Ever since he sent that out, the internet has been going viral about this big announcement. So first, to begin with, the US President goes on to say that Prime Minister Modi and I agreed to stop buying Russian oil. That's a big key critical announcement coming in. Our purchases have been phasing out as far as Russian oil is concerned, but that's going to come down to a nil. And India is all set to reduce its tariffs on the United States over a period of time, and it will eventually go down to zero. Then you're looking at Prime Minister Modi committing to buy more American products at a higher level. This is an announcement that in fact has been made by the US President himself. This is in addition to the $500 billion worth of trade that India is already doing or purchases of American products. He's gone on to say that this is going to be in addition to $500 billion worth of US energy. You're looking at tech, you're looking at agricultural products that India is already purchasing from the United States. It will be interesting to see the fact that India has now agreed to open up its market for American agricultural products. Now, looking at the deal, he says it aims to end the Ukraine war swiftly. Why so? Because India is going to stop purchasing Russian oil, and according to the Trump administration, it was what was in fact funding the Putin war machinery. Donald Trump and Prime Minister Modi, according to the US President, are two people that get things done. And just before this post, it was interesting to see how the US President had been sending out very pro-India, pro-Prime Minister Modi posts on his Truth Social handle. So those are basically largely the components of the US President's Truth Social post. On that note, let's also tell you what this deal is all going to be about from Prime Minister Modi's point of view. As Prime Minister Modi also sent out that interesting tweet, he says it was wonderful to speak with my dear friend President Trump. That's always a very heartwarming way Prime Minister Modi has referred to the US President. He says made in India products to now have been reduced to a tariff of 18%. Remember, earlier we were slapped with 50%. 25% was in fact only because of Russian oil purchases. The remaining 25% was a reciprocal tax. So that 25% which was levied because of our purchases of Russian oil has been completely slashed, and the other 25% which was a reciprocal sort of tariff has been slashed down, brought down to 18%. He also goes on to say that it's big thanks to President Trump on behalf of the 1.4 billion Indians. At the same time, he says when two large economies work together, it benefits the people. As we all know, India is among the top 5, looking towards becoming the third largest economy in the world. He also says that immense opportunities await for mutually beneficial cooperation, and that is something we'll have to see in terms of the nitty-gritties that will be hammered out. Prime Minister Modi also says looking forward to take partnership to an unprecedented height. Remember, the United States under Donald Trump 2.0 has made it amply clear that the way to strategic cooperation with the United States is now going to be through a geo-economic path. And that is what Prime Minister Modi also alluded to. We'll have to see how this actually works out now in terms of the final structure of the deal when it is hammered out.